Hello everybody and welcome to week 1. It starts today. We start making some progress towards where we want to be. How exciting. In coaching, you may already know that we start by looking at where we want to be, and then we turn our attention to where we are, and then how we can make progress and close the gap to where we want to be. So it's a process, and a process takes time. But I really like the word create here. Now, I think the word create, it makes me think of maybe working on a project or working on some artwork. So it makes me think that it's an inherently worthwhile process. And yeah, sure, parts of that are going to be hard work, but it's worthwhile. You know, when we create something, we spent time doing something that is worthwhile to us. So I want you to think of it as this process of creation, this process of starting something off and moving in the right direction. And today, attached to this email, you've got your first task, which is a balance wheel. If you've worked with me before, you may well know this already, but I'd encourage you, whether you have or you haven't, to come to this fresh. Some of you, probably all of you, had ideas in your mind about what was out of balance and what wasn't working when you approached me and said, yes, I'd like to take part in this. Now that's fine, but as much as you can, if you do this task and look around the 8 areas on the balance wheel, and let's see what comes up, rather than thinking already, I know where I'm out of balance. Let's see where that goes. This may be something you find quite useful to check in with during the 6 weeks. It's not something I'm planning on sending again, but you could always either print out or do another one based on what's in this email. That's our first task this week, and it won't take you very long at all, just a few minutes, nothing else to do, just do the task. Tomorrow I'm going to be sending you a visualisation. That's our longest task this week. I'm going to try and explain timings as we go along, because I know that's something that people are concerned about, whether you'll have time to fit things in. So I think that's the fairest way. The visualisation MP3 I'll send you is going to be about 10 minutes. And then afterwards you need to make some notes on that. So if you can, if it's possible in your house, to find around 20 quiet minutes and shut yourself away. The notes will be really important, and it will be great if you can write things down as soon as you've done the visualisation, because that will enable you to come back to them. As we build task on task, week on week, we'll be coming back to these notes quite a bit. And then things will be fresh in your mind, so it'll be an accurate representation of what you visualised. Now, some of the things that come up for you in the visualisation may feel impractical, and I encourage you not to get caught up in practicalities. Very, very easy to discourage ourselves with that word, oh, that's not practical for me right now. But write it down as it happens in your mind, and let's see what happens over the next 6 weeks. As I say, it's a process. We're creating something new here, remember. And you can come back to it. You may well not find everything that in the visualisation will happen for you in future, but that doesn't mean in any way that you're wrong now for letting that come out of your subconscious. And really, your conscious mind is quite attached to the idea at the moment of being out of balance. That's where we are right now at the beginning of this process. So let your subconscious have its moment and see what comes up. Get all that down. That's, as I say, tomorrow. And then on Thursday, there'll be a short task I'll post in the Facebook group. So just as an aside, if you haven't joined, make sure you do so you don't miss the prompt for that. That's going to be some journaling prompts about the notes you make from Tuesday. So as you can see, as I've said, things build on each other, task on task, and we'll be building week on week as well. If you haven't done any journaling already, don't be put off by the word. It's a fancy word for note-taking and just getting your thoughts on paper. Doesn't matter if you bullet point or if you write beautiful prose. It doesn't have to be pretty and look like a bullet journal off Pinterest. Mine certainly doesn't. It's scrappy at best. But it's my thoughts, and that's all that matters. Make sure you've got a notebook for it for Thursday. Sometimes people find that something too pretty and too perfect puts them off because it makes them feel they've got to write pretty perfect things inside, and that's not the case. So whether you use something you've already got or whether you treat yourself to something new, that'd be the camp I would be in, any excuse for a new notebook, it's completely up to you, but make sure you've got something handy for Thursday. If you have any questions or comments, then send them this way. That task, by the way, is probably going to take something in the region of 10 to 20 minutes depending how you approach it. So as you can see how the week breaks down, then on Sunday you'll get a quick 5-minute feedback survey sent to you. So hopefully that explains how the week's going to run. Things will mix up week on week. It's not always going to look like this, but bear in mind I'll be asking for feedback about what you enjoy, so feel free to be really honest about that. And let's get started. Have a great week and I will speak to you soon.